on a flat screen monitor. Sven Torbjörn Lagerwall, he discovered the ferroelectric liquid crystals back in the year 1979, and this is a technology that led to the development of the flat screen monitors. And from that discovery, flat screen monitors went into mass production since the year 1994.
That's the reason why I bought mine.
Olá pessoal, bem-vindos a mais um vídeo nesse canal. Nós somos cidadãos do terceiro mundo e nesse canal a gente reage e aprende sobre o primeiro mundo. Nesse vídeo a gente vai reagir a 10 surpreendentes invenções e descobertas suecas.
Mas antes de tudo, pedimos que por favor você considere se inscrever, ative as notificações e deixe mais sugestões aqui embaixo nos comentários. E agora vamos para a reação.
The beautiful country of Sweden is home to many incredible places and amazing people. Many important and world-changing inventions have also come from Sweden and from people of Swedish descent. So in this episode, I'm exploring 10 amazing inventions and discoveries that you probably didn't know came out of Sweden. Hey everyone, my name is Leroy Kenton and thanks for joining me here on another episode of FTD Facts. This is a channel where we love to explore the different people, countries, and cultures from all around the world, and yeah, we're jumping into Sweden again. So first off, if you love Sweden, give this video a thumbs up, as well as if this is your first time here to FTD Facts, press that subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you'll be notified of future videos like this. Okay, so let's start off with the first invention. In the year 1958, Rune Elquist developed a battery-run artificial pacemaker. Now, this was used for the very first pacemaker operation done by the surgeon named Aki Senning, and the operation was done at the Karolinska University Hospital in Stockholm, Sweden. So yeah, pacemakers, I had no idea were invented by Swedes. So if you're not familiar how pacemakers work, they go under the heart of the person that you operated on, and it sends electric pulses to the heart so the muscles can expand and contract so it can regulate your heartbeat.
When the sinoatrial node fails to function correctly, an artificial pacemaker can be fitted to help regulate the heartbeat with small, evenly timed electric shocks. This involves implanting electrodes into one or more of the heart's chambers and implanting a device called the generator just under the skin. For more severe heart conditions, an implantable defibrillator, or ICD, can be used, which is also capable of sensing a stopped heart and delivering an electric shock powerful enough to restart it.
Also, this thing, the Celsius thermometer, came out of Sweden. It was developed by the Swedish mathematician and astronomer by the name of Anders Celsius. Clearly, you see where the name came from. Anders Celsius made massive contributions in the field of astronomy, and this new thermometer that he invented that measured 100 degrees between freezing and boiling, this was really his claim to fame, and the majority of countries in the world use Celsius thermometers, so it's a very common measurement system now. Without that, would probably be stuck with just trying to calculate temperature in Fahrenheit, and I don't know, I'm not the greatest at math, but just trying to figure out how to calculate in Fahrenheit, it hurts my brain. So thank you, brother Celsius. Next.
Meu Deus!
Uma coisa que eu acho muito interessante...
Sou chocada.
Sim, eu também estou chocado. Mas uma coisa que eu acho muito interessante é que a gente percebe que existem pessoas que descobrem coisas. E muitas dessas pessoas que descobrem coisas têm o seu nome no que foi descoberto ou no que foi criado. Por exemplo, aqui a gente tem a criação do termômetro e o sobrenome da pessoa é Celsius.
É verdade. Eu acho super louco isso. E acho mais louco ainda que essas duas coisas assim, que são super, super importantes... seja uma criação sueca. Nunca passou isso pela minha cabeça.
Porém, a gente deve destacar algo muito interessante, que isto é o resultado de estudo. E como a pessoa obtém um estudo? Com acesso à educação. Por isso, para quem assiste os nossos vídeos, eu sempre falo que é muito importante a educação num país. Porque é somente através da educação, do conhecimento, que a gente pode evoluir. E é incrível. A Suécia é um país de primeiro mundo. Então, devido a isso, não me surpreende que essas coisas tenham sido criadas lá. Mas eu só estou impressionado por saber que essas coisas foram criadas por suecos.
É incrível porque desde muito tempo atrás já era um país muito desenvolvido. Isso é uma coisa muito admirável, porque você vê que eles são apegados com a educação, e isso é uma coisa que tem que admirar. É muito bonito.
Next up, we have the 3-point seatbelt. This seatbelt formation is pretty much standard in all vehicles now, and it was developed by Niels Bohlin, who is a Swedish inventor as well as a safety engineer. And this is back in 1959 when he created this for the automobile company Volvo. And the reason why these seatbelts are shaped like a Y is because if you get into an accident, it really disperses the energy across your body, so it's not just like maybe get ripped in half or something, but this kind of really holds you in place so that you're not ripped in half when you crash. I know it's a pretty graphic example, but let's just say that these seat belts save a lot of lives. Statistically, 1 life every 6 minutes to be exact.
If you look at a 3-point safety belt 50 years ago compared to a 3-point safety belt today, it's a huge difference. The basic principles are still there. You can put it on using one hand. It has a good geometry. It's holding the upper body, the lower body. But whatever we will do, we'll still have those basic principles that were established by Niels Bohlin.
Over 100 years ago, Coca-Cola introduced this unique bottle to the rest of the world. Now you show this soda bottle to somebody and right away they'll recognize, oh, that's the Coke bottle. But few people know that this design was created by the Swedish man by the name of Alexander Samuelsson. He was told to create a bottle that people could recognize in the dark just by touching it, or if it was lying on the ground, broken or whatever, people could still recognize it. And Alexander Samuelsson more than delivered on this one. You see, the country of Sweden has a lot of
Mas ele criou... Eu fiquei com uma dúvida em relação a isso. Ele trabalhava para a empresa, ele mostrou para a empresa, de alguma maneira, a empresa comprou a ideia dele, e ele... Como será que se deu isso?
Então, eu também não sei, porque aqui não fala sobre isso, mas... Nossa, é chocante, porque eu nunca pensaria numa coisa dessa.
E é um
coisas.
E é um sueco que criou uma garrafa para uma empresa dos Estados Unidos. Uau!
Surpreendem.
Os suecos estão quebrando as fronteiras.
Sim. Isso desde aquela época. É um povo incrível e fascinante.
Eles estão rompendo as barreiras. Uau! Incrível.
Surprises, like even things surprising to the people that were born and raised there. And just so you know, if you do want to expand your knowledge about this amazing country, we do have a playlist about the videos that we've done about Sweden. We go into the culture, we go into the history, we talk about the military, etc., etc., etc. I'll link to it in the card section of this episode, as well as below in the video description. I'll also have it at the end screen of this video. And we recently did a video about the differences between Sweden and Norway. That's the interesting fun one, and I highly recommend that one. I'll link to that as well. Now, the invention of the ultrasound also has its roots in Sweden. The Swedish doctor by the name of Igni Elder, he worked alongside the Austrian researcher Karl Helmut Hertz, and they developed the first ultrasound. This became the primary non-invasive way to examine our hearts as well as our internal organs. And of course, when mothers want to determine whether or not they're pregnant or really just check the gender of their baby, they use ultrasound. So this is another invention that completely changed history. And like what?
Aqui temos um detalhe, foi o trabalho de 2 pessoas de 2 países. Mas os suecos estão presentes nessa criação extraordinária também. Uau, isso é incrível. Realmente eu não esperava que os suecos tivessem criado tantas coisas.
Nem eu, e são coisas de muita importância. Não são coisas assim que não têm pouca importância. Pelo contrário, são coisas extremamente valiosas para a humanidade.
What would we do without this next invention? Like wearing pants just wouldn't be the same. The modern day zipper was created by a Swedish-American inventor, Gideon Sundbach. He had improved upon an earlier, not so effective version that was created back in the year 1913. And this new version that he designed, he called it the separable fastener, and then he patented it in the year 1917. And now we use them when wearing pants or trousers if you're from the UK, as well as other backpacks and other kind of bags. Now, for those of you who are watching this video on your computer, I can almost bet 100% of you are watching it on a flat screen monitor. Sven Torborn Lagerwall, he discovered the ferroelectric liquid crystals back in the year 1979, and this is a technology that led to the development of the flat screen monitors. And from that discovery, flat screen monitors went into mass production since the year 1994.
That's the reason why I bought mine. This monitor has a 60 Hz refresh rate with a 1 millisecond gray-to-gray response time.
Also, many families and people out there would probably have gone,
Uau!
Meu Deus!
Essa é uma informação que me surpreendeu e agora a gente tem que agradecer aos suecos pelo monitor que estamos usando, que é a tela plana.
Mas nós temos que agradecer por muitas coisas.
Muito obrigado aos suecos pelo o nosso monitor de tela plana, pelos zippers. Uau!
É um povo incrível. Que povo incrível.
O que mais eles fizeram?
bankrupt if it wasn't for the invention of Skype. Yeah, you get to save a lot of money on those long distance calls to your relatives overseas.
Hey babe, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey, how's your day?
that was good.
But what you didn't know is that this came out of the mind of a Swedish man. His name was Nicholas Zenström, and he co-developed Skype, and he worked with a team including a Danish inventor by the name of Janos Friis. Creating Skype, of course, capitalized on the use of internet technology, and in the year 2011, Microsoft bought it for $8.5 billion US. And I always saw that Microsoft invented Skype. Nope. So again, we gotta say thank you to the nation of Sweden for saving the rest of us a whole lot of money. Although many of us don't use old school telephones anymore, I thought it was pretty important to share this invention. The Swedish telecommunications company Ericsson was founded by Lars Magnus Ericsson in the year 1876. And the company's first ultra successful product was the telephone handset. It had the mic where you spoke in as well as the earpiece to listen to all in one. Before that, with telephones, you had to hold the microphone in one hand and hold the earpiece in the other hand. Pretty annoying, but this just put it all together in one and just made it so much easier.
Meu Deus.
Every achievement has been further proof that the frontiers of progress have no limit.
And finally, the last invention and discovery that I want to share that came out of Sweden was the safety matches. Matches, of course, have been around for a long time, right? But they were very dangerous, so you really had to know what you're doing, or else you'd get burned and burn up everything and everyone else around you. However, thanks to Gustav Erk we don't have to worry so much about that anymore. He had decided to move the flammable phosphorus, which was embedded in the match head, to the side of the matchbox, as well as replace the poisonous yellow phosphorus with a red version of the phosphorus that was non-toxic. And because of this, matches became a lot safer. And this was huge for the Swedish economy because several times in history, 75% of all matches sold in the world were coming from Sweden. Okay, so those were 10 amazing discoveries and inventions that came out of the nation of Sweden. How many of these did you know had ties to Sweden? Like really, for me, this was completely surprising. I hadn't known any of them.
Nem eu conhecia. Eu estou chocada porque eu não sabia que eles tinham inventado tantas coisas assim. Tudo bem que é um país primeiro mundo, então, como você disse, a gente espera isso de país primeiro mundo, porque eles têm muito dinheiro, é um povo rico, tem muita educação, mas é coisas demais, assim, coisas extremamente importantes.
Sim, coisas extremamente importantes. Eles inventaram muita coisa. Eu tô realmente surpreendido. Eu realmente não imaginava que muitas dessas descobertas foram tiveram em alguns momentos foi um sueco que criou, e em outros momentos o sueco estava colaborando de alguma maneira. Isso é incrível, porque
é um povo muito inteligente.
Sim, e são coisas que foram criadas e que são usadas até hoje. Tudo bem. talvez atualmente em alguns lugares o telefone não esteja sendo tão usado, né, esse telefone convencional, mas foi extremamente importante em uma boa fase do mundo. Isso é incrível! Uau! Coisas que ajudaram na ciência, como o marca-passo, como o ultrassom, coisas que serviram para segurança, como o fósforo, como o uso do cinto de 3 faixas. Uau! Coisas tecnológicas como o Skype, como a tela plana.
Eles têm colaboração em várias áreas, então isso é realmente fascinante.
Isso é incrível! Eu realmente estou sem palavras aqui, porque isso apenas demonstra como a Suécia é um país incrível.
Sem dúvidas. Mas essa foi a reação desse vídeo, então se você gostou, aproveita para se inscrever, ativa as notificações e deixa aqui embaixo mais sugestões.
Muito obrigado por ter assistido esse vídeo e a gente se vê na próxima reação. Tchau!
Tchau!